welcome back to my channel. This is Cynthia of Cynthia Plans, and today we're going to be diving into my updated work planner. If you've seen my past video, which I'll link right here, I have shared in the past how it is that I'm using this disc bound planner from NOTIQ with a bunch of inserts from different shops, but I've shared in the past how I've used it for work, and since then I have started working at a different job. So as a result, I've had to make some changes here, and the other thing that's happened is I'm working for myself right now. So I wanted to continue to use this planner after I invested so much in it in a way that was going to be effective for me in the freelance and self-employment work that I'm doing right now. So today's video is going to kind of walk through how I'm using this planner for that. So we're going to jump right in. So first things first, the pockets are generally the same as they were before. If you've seen the previous video, I'm going to keep referencing that. If you've not seen it before, I highly recommend it. I think there's some still really valuable and interesting content in there, but essentially the pockets are still the same. The only difference is meeting notes that I have from different client meetings. I've been keeping kind of like tucked in here to revisit, and then I do keep some stickers from Cloth and Paper, these awesome transparent shape stickers. I keep these in the front here because I do use them in my planner. The other thing that I have in here are some daily inserts from Infinite Lotus that I keep and just kind of have them tucked in here for when I know I'm going to have a day that's a little bit more busy, but generally, as you'll see, I'm sticking to the weekly. So the first area is of course the inbox, and right after that are notes. I really love this insert from Cloth and Paper, the Cornell notes. I believe this is the updated version, but I definitely recommend these for note taking. I usually will put the title of the meeting, the date, anybody who is there, and then I keep track of different things that are obviously relevant during the meeting, and then this section I generally use for action items. So then skipping ahead, we've got my financials section here, as you can see on this tab, and these tabs, as I mentioned in that previous video, these are just transparent rectangle stickers from Cloth and Paper, and I just wrote with Unipin over here on them with different titles for the different divider sections. So this is financials here, and I'm going to skip over that page with my actual financials, but this particular insert is also from Infinite Lotus, and this is just how I can keep track of all the potential income that I'm going to be getting from my different clients each month, and then my expenses, since right now my self-employment income is floating me until I decide to go back to a corporate job or until I'm able to grow the business into something that is a little bit more substantial than it is right now. So I definitely recommend these. On the one side, they've got the income and expenses, and on the other side, they've got savings, final balance, and any notes that you want to make. Next section here is of course the monthly, and I've got the year at a glance dashboard from Infinite Lotus. This is on a really nice thick vellum. And then I love the Cloth and Paper monthlies. As you see here, I started using this planner after January, so there's nothing in January here. So let me see and skip ahead to March if I've got anything. Yeah, I've got a couple things written down here for March, and I actually still need to set up my April monthly. I'm behind right now, but I absolutely love this particular insert. I just love the look of it. If I actually do want to write things down on the monthly, I feel like I've got plenty of space to do it. And what I love about it too is that just this general like dashboard idea. I've always really been into having kind of a monthly dashboard to set the tone for the month, list any important dates. You know, in my personal planner, I would use a monthly dashboard. In the EC Life Planner for birthdays, for special events, or anything like that. So definitely love that Cloth and Paper has a more sophisticated modern version for those of us that are using inserts or disc systems. Skipping ahead here to the weekly. So I have this weekly, and I believe this is also, yeah, from Infinite Lotus, and this is an undated weekly insert. And what I've generally been doing is doing a to-do list and a brain dump. Obviously, I was really busy this week, so I did not get to a lot of things that I wanted to get to by actually writing them down. What I did is I just kind of relied on ClickUp. That's what I've been using for project management, and I highly recommend it, by the way. I'll have to do a separate video about ClickUp, but this is kind of how I split the week. Is I go back to a better week. I kind of keep all the important meetings that I have on my agenda in the weekly for my, you know, bird's eye view, week at a glance, and then I go ahead and have a running to-do list and then a brain dump here. And generally the brain dump I've been using for content ideas that I have during the week. So let me skip ahead. Yeah, you can kind of see how I'm using it in this past week. So by the time this video comes out, it'll have been the week that passed, but I'm filming it ahead of the date that it's coming out. And then the other thing that I actually just started doing with this particular week is putting like a habit tracker to make sure that I'm checking ClickUp for different relevant tasks, and if there is not a due date assigned to a task, making sure that I'm doing that so I can stay on top of things instead of just throwing things in ClickUp and not really keeping myself accountable by putting a due date on them. Making sure I'm showing up every day on my IG stories, and then also making sure that I'm keeping on top of my personal email. I'm really on top of email for my clients, but sometimes people will email me about things with questions, or a brand or a rep will want to reach out with, hey, you know, we want to partner with you, that kind of stuff. And sometimes if I'm not in a mood or in a mindset to go ahead and respond to those people, admittedly, I will go ahead and just ignore it for a little bit longer than I probably should. So that's what my weekly is looking like. Then skipping further ahead to the timeline, this is another year at a glance, also from Infinite Lotus, except this one is just regular cardstock. And then this is kind of the year at the glance, and you can have like different vision and goals. And again, I have not been super on top of things for Q1. Q1 of my life was very unexpected. I quit my full-time job. I decided I just wanted to focus on spending more time with my family and my son, and just try to see how far I could get with self-employment and freelance work until maybe I couldn't, or maybe I surprised myself and it turns out to be something great. But it's still just kind of a blank slate and a little bit overwhelming some days, but I know I'm so much happier, and ultimately that was my goal out of this whole experience. So definitely for Q2, like I said, I'm even behind on my monthly for April, so hopefully by the time this video comes out, if you guys want to be my accountability partners, and DM me on Instagram or leave me a comment and ask me where I'm at, I definitely want to make time later today after I film this video to really sit down with my goals for Q2 and also set up my monthly for April. Then moving on, we've got my project section over here, and right now I don't have any major projects on my radar. This was definitely something, if you go back to the previous video, I was using a lot in my previous job, and I'm hoping that this insert is something that I can start using more regularly with some of my clients, but for now it's just not something that I'm using. But I do like to have here because and I know I'm gonna need it, but when I need it, it's gonna save my butt. I love this insert, and this is also from Infinite Lotus. So then the last section is the tracker. This is a project tracker from Ellemon Paper Co. Also a really great insert. Again, I'm not using it a ton right now. I'm definitely using ClickUp more regularly to converse and communicate and collaborate with my clients, but also a really great insert. And the last thing that we've got in here are stickers from Cloth and Paper in this little folio here. And then in the back, I just got a couple of personal client notes, so I'm not going to show you guys that stuff. And so this is my updated work planner. I hope it's given you some inspiration. It has definitely been a godsend to me, but I'm also definitely using digital tools as much as possible as well. Again, it allows me to be really collaborative and communicative with my clients, but digital just can't work for everything. And for my particular brain, I just need to be able to have, especially that weekly and those finances on paper to look at on a regular basis. So I hope this video was helpful to you and has given you some ideas. I know this one was a short one, but I wanted to keep it short and sweet for you all. If you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing and turn on notifications. I'm trying to publish videos on Fridays, so you can look for a new video next Friday. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you in my next video.